Hey, good morning. It's Nevada week for us, man. We come off a road trip to Wisconsin where man, came up short in this ball game, but I saw some things from our football team, man, that we're going to build on. Fast start, an opportunity for us to play 2.5 quarters, which football is not. Football is a 60-minute game, but our football team on a Sunday took a lot out of that ball game. Things that need to be better, um, areas of improvement from week 1 to week 2, but places that we need to go in week 3. And excited about having an opportunity to get on the road again, just to work some things out because you got to learn how to win on the road. So for us, man, we travel to Nevada where we take on, in a solid Nevada team. I've known Coach Choate for a long time. There's a lot of guys on that staff that I've coached with. David Katulski, who was with me, or I was with David at Bucknell and a couple other places, Stanford. We've been together for a while. We've been in some places together. Ron Crook, our O-line coach, we coached together at Stanford. And so there's a lot of familiarity between myself and this staff. So we've talked about, in our game planning preliminarily. Had a chance to watch them on tape. Got a chance to see Chubba Purdy, Brock Purdy's brother. I've known Chubba and Brock since they were kids growing up in Arizona playing football. And Chubba's a good player, extremely talented, dual threat quarterback. He's gone for over 100 yards in over the first 2 games, and is extremely explosive. Is elusive back there in the back. When he lines up at the quarterback position, can do some things, can make you miss, but can actually throw the long ball as well. So it's going to be a challenge for us this week as we look at, defending a dual threat quarterback. Got to do a better job in week 3 than we did in week 1 or week 2. So for us, it's got to be about maintaining some pressure, lane integrity. Offensively, man, we got to find ourselves scoring more points, putting ourselves in position to make sure that guys get touches and that we can get this offense on track. But coming out of this game, I thought there were some things, man, that we could take a look at, some things that we have to do to stay on the field, get off the field, and put ourselves in position to start playing the type of football we want to play. So with that being said, I'll open it up for questions.
Coach, you mentioned in your opening statement about you want the guys to play a 4-quarter ball game.
Mm-hmm.
How do you ensure they stay consistent for 60 minutes on Saturday?
Well, I think part of like what it takes is just a one play at a time mentality. Okay, and sometimes we came out in this game and I thought we were on the attack, and that was good, right? I thought like we threw punches and I thought we responded. But the response sometimes doesn't come in the way that you want it to, right? I mean, we found ourselves not getting a 4th down and then giving up a score. Well, then we got to come back and we got to answer. That's the way heavyweight fights work, right? And for us, man, we just have to have that one play mentality, okay? We have the ability to score on any play because we got guys that can do it. But the reality of it is, man, you gotta match. Okay, attitude has got to match performance, and I thought, like in that, man, there was a little glitch, like in what we did, and one glitch became 2, and so it snowballed on us. So for us, hey, man, just playing every play. Just worry about the 5 feet in front of you, and if we can worry about the 5 feet in front of us, play the next play, have an opportunity for success, some things will happen. But we got hit in that ball game, and the response wasn't necessarily what we wanted. So, man, we got to continue to work on the response.
You mentioned post-game on Saturday that John House was not on the field. Is he available for this week, or is he more of a day-to-day type guy?
Well, he's day-to-day right now, but it looks like, man, he'll be back for us this week.
You've talked about a game comes down to 3 or 4 plays. I know in this past game that you're learning a lot about your team, but for you all going into Nevada, how do you think you're going to be able to eliminate that and really make some big-time plays for you all?
Yeah, I think it comes down to just doing your job, man. We got into a situation where guys were doing a great job hunting the football and making plays. But in the ball game that we just saw, okay, they started to attack our rules. And I think, man, guys have to understand, man, if you're a cutback bootleg reverse player, you got to be a cutback bootleg reverse player. Okay, you just got to do your job. And so with that performance, a lot of times I tell guys, man, what you do slow, you do fast. Okay, when the game speeds up on you, okay, man, you're gonna do exactly what you do slow, fast. So if you don't quite have it, okay, man, your key progression, your ability to focus, your ability to just go play ball, okay, if you can do it slow, you can do it fast. And this group's got to be able to do that. I think practice this week will be important because we're going to have some opportunities defensively and offensively, man. We've got to make some plays, but we got to be disciplined in what we do. Whether we talk about protection, whether we talk about routes that we're running, whether we talk about, us staying in deep defense, okay, or us being able to make sure that we fit gaps and set edges, okay. It is about the integrity of what you do, okay. If you can do that consistently, it leads to good football.
I know there's still some guys that are out, including Alex Mitchell. We've already talked about House, but for you guys, how do you think you're going to be able to adapt if they're still not going to be playing?
It's the guys up that you have. It's always a next man up mentality. The Corey Smiths, the Muez Byers of the world, Jaden Thompson, those guys got to play, if Alex is not available. And I think that's not new. Okay, we lost Alex in week 1, and he's day to day right now. So we don't know when he's going to be back. But what we have to do is with those guys, give them the set of rules, instructions for performance, and make sure that these guys can work to the standard and make sure that they understand what the game plan is. And in doing so, they're going to perform well. We just got to make it simple. We got to let them play fast, and they got to be able to do the things that they can do well. That's what it's about. It's about putting the defense, or putting them in a defense where they can function.
Yeah, Coach, on Saturday, you had a bunch of several young guys play, like Jackson Lowe, Chase Smith, and so on. What are you looking to see out of those guys from last week to this week against Nevada, where they've got a game under their belt?
Yeah, again, the game needs to slow down for them. You put guys on special teams as young guys, so that guys start to understand the idea of process and performance, right? Jackson did some good stuff. Okay, man, but there were also some things that he'd like to have back, right? And I think that's what happened with the young guys. Young guys are going to make some mistakes. What you're trying to do is minimize the mistakes by just allowing those guys to function fast in practice. So we're going to have to show some of these young guys pictures, continue to keep asking for strong performances on special teams, because at some point in time this season, young guys have to play, right? And we're experiencing that now. But that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Man, we just got to put it all together.
In the past 2 games, you've seen some splash plays with Najee Cox.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get the rest of the room, and even Cox, getting that chemistry with Nick and playing a 4-quarter game and getting those downfield shots?
Yeah, well, you bring up a good question. I'm looking at where we are. I think Nick finding his rhythm, and we know he's got great chemistry with Najee, but there's A.J. Jones, there's Miles Butler, man, there's Amari, and we got to find those guys, right? And we haven't said Cam Lacey's name a lot, and that dude had a great fall camp. We got to get these weapons involved in the offense. Okay, man, it's not about one guy. One guy, if they can stop one guy, that means somebody else is singled, right? Okay, and these guys were brought in here, okay, to make one-on-one plays. So if that's what they want to do, then, that's great. We just have to get some of these guys started. So whether it's touches or whether it's, opportunities in some of the vertical pass game as well as the quick pass game, man, we got to get these guys started. We do. So that's on us offensively to make sure that some of these guys get into the flow of the offense.
2-part on penalties.
Yeah.
You guys only had 4. When's the last time you saw somebody have 0 like Wisconsin did? And also, any more homework on the intentional grounding?
Yeah.
Just to kind of clear that up.
Yeah, I'll start with the intentional grounding. I mean, just talking with our league office and talking with Steve Shaw, the rule is still on the book, okay, in terms of nobody, other than the quarterback, can actually have the protections afforded outside the box, right? But But in a conversation, admittedly with our liaison at the office, that rule's sort of antiquated, right? It's old. They're gonna look at that after the season, right? Because it doesn't make sense now, for what happens in football and the way that the game is played. So, like the rule stands, as is, but there was a receiver in the vicinity, and with that being said, they're gonna lean on that for now until they can get to an opportunity to change the rule. Okay. And then the other part of the question, what was that? Penalties.
You were pretty clean with, only
Yeah.
4 penalties, but Wisconsin played,
Yeah.
60 plays and 0.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Yeah, I turned in some penalties. I think this much, right? They're a good football team. They played well, but there were some penalties, some missed penalties in that ball game. But we got to worry about the ones, that truly affected us. You talk about it's 2 weeks in a row, man. We've been in third down situations where we should have been off the field, and every one of those situations has led to points, right? So we've got to get that out of our repertoire. We're down on penalties, and that's great, okay, because that means that you're better, okay, than you were a year ago. So that's trending in the right direction. But it's the types of penalties, and it's when they're happening, right? That matters too. So again, just trying to play a little smarter, be a little better, and still get maximum effort and performance out of your group.
Coach, how do you prepare for a cross-country road trip like this, and how does it affect the weekly routine?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's about a 5-hour flight, right? About a 5-hour trip. So it does affect your week, like a little bit. It's a good thing that we're a morning practice team now, because at least what we can do on the backside of a week, man, you have a little more time practicing in the morning to get more rest and recovery. When you get on a plane and you're going to travel that far, like the things that beat you up is really hydration, right? Anytime, for every hour you're on a plane, you're supposed to have 8 ounces of hydration. Okay, so, man, you're talking like 42, 45 ounces, like for our guys. So, man, we have to make sure between pickle juice, Gatorade, and water that these guys are hydrated. And then it comes down to sleep, as well. We're going to have to make sure that our guys do get enough sleep and enough rest, in this, because it's not just going to the game, it's to travel back as well, on the turnaround. So a lot of this week has been thought out, during the preseason. We'll maximize a Tuesday practice, minimize a Wednesday practice, come back with a strong Thursday, and then walk it through Friday morning before we get on the plane.
Speaking of playing on the road, what challenges do you like embracing when you go to another stadium like this?
Well, I think part of the thing that we talked about is just, the mentality and approach. Wasn't what you wanted game one. Liked what I saw in game two, how this team came out, how we were prepared, to take the field and attack the game. And I think that's what it is, right? We have to go into every game with every opportunity to play our best ball. And I think the mentality, was set. I thought our leaders did a good job of setting the stage. We framed it the right way. And here's the thing: we need to get a win, and we need to get it now. So the important thing for us is to focus on this one. Man, it's going to be in Nevada. Nevada is a place, man, I'm familiar with. I played in the Big Sky. So, going there back in the day, myself, Coach Stu, man, you used to get hit with tortillas when you went into the stadium. Okay, and it's a long walk, just so you know, it's a long walk from the locker room to the field. Okay, man, it's about a 4-minute walk. So, just setting the stage for our guys a little bit on what they're going to experience when they go to Nevada.
The changing gears a little bit, the NCAA Oversight Committee is looking at going to one portal window in January, and I know you got plenty of other fish to fry right now. But as you look at what they're proposing, any thoughts on how that can affect your football team, good or bad, right now?
Yeah, I think the one portal window, if that's what they choose to do, I think it's probably right. For what we're into right now. I think they understand the significance of getting to one portal window, okay? And I was on the phone recruiting this morning, You know, I'm making phone calls at 8 o'clock. You know, like talking to a bunch of student athletes this morning. So I think the important part of this is recruiting is not going to stop. Okay, man, there's going to be people going to look at your roster. Okay, who's playing well, this, that, and the other. So you got to be worried about retention as well as acquisition. I think the important thing for us right now is just focus on games because that's what we have in front of us. So just keeping the main thing, and you know, we've done a good job in two ways between our leadership council and our culture groups. Man, we meet every Monday, and you know, we're able to flush, we're able to talk about, you know, issues, but we're also able to talk about, you know, where's this team. And I think this team, you know, for where we're at, this team is pretty healthy, okay? I mean, in terms of mindset, and that's good. Nobody's talking about, you know, that out there. They're talking about, like, where we are right now. And I think, you know, being where your feet are is important.
DeMonte, kind of take us through your moment of glory and how can you practice ricochets to do that and to be in a position to make that play?
You can't really practice it, but you could dream of it and think about it, picture it in your head. But like they run a screenplay, so I was just trying to work my way through the line, and the lineman, he let me go free, and I know to retrace it if it's a screen, and I turned around and it just fell right in my hands. Yeah.
And who was it we had on after the game? But they were talking about how your footwork should have gotten you in the end zone, but they were giving you a hard time.
To my Moo.
Yeah, Muaz. You got anything for him today?
Nah, I appreciate that block though. I tried to cut it back and get vertical upfield, but it just ain't go how I was supposed to. I slipped, and I was just trying to get vertical so I could get in the end zone. 'Cause I saw green grass.
Talk a little bit about where you feel like this. You guys between the tackles were really good on Saturday. Where do you think the next step is as you continue to evolve defensively?
I feel like we just got to continue to play together and play for each other. Cause my coach, Coach Hargraves, he preached to us every day: just play as hard as you can, as long as you can. So we just try to do that every play.
Yeah, DeMonte, they've got a pair of really good running backs, but you guys have been pretty good at stopping the run this year between the tackles. What do you need to do to ensure that you keep that trend going and shut down the running backs?
Just keep playing hard and just like get knocked back up front, like play good technique, and look for the ball through our gap. When the ball don't come in our gap, just get off our block and run to the ball as fast as we can, get them on the ground.
You guys did a lot of good things against Wisconsin this weekend. How do you kind of build on that momentum going into Nevada and then the rest of the season?
We just got to keep watching film and see what they do, see what we can do to try to beat them. Like, I don't know, like we just got to keep going forward and like put the loss behind us and just keep doing what we do, just keep practicing hard and preparing for the next opponent.
The defensive line has seemed to really take a step forward this year. Can you speak on Coach Hargraves and how he is in practice pushing you guys?
A year ago, we was nowhere where we at today. So like, he just instilled in us like we gonna just keep getting better, Like we gotta come to work every day, just like Coach May said, every day a job interview, and they hold us to that standard. So as a front, and I know I'm kind of an older guy in the room, so I just try to show them the way like every day in practice.
What'd you learn about yourself and the defense after facing Wisconsin's offense?
About myself and our defense, I feel like we pretty good. That we just gotta like communicate well. We gotta communicate well. Just continue to play how we playing. Cause I feel like we play hard, but we just like the little mistakes, the self-inflicted wounds. We can't have those, and just like we just gotta feed off each other's energy.
You have another running quarterback this time around this weekend coming up. How do you all think that you're going to be able to dismantle him in the pocket and just be really gritty up front?
I say rush lane integrity, like push the pocket and like squeeze the pocket so like he won't have nowhere to go. Like, cause I watched a little bit of film on him. I see he like to step up in the B gap. So as the interior guys, we just gotta squeeze the pocket and like keep our vision on him and don't let him like. We gotta let the end squeeze the pocket, and as we squeeze the pocket inside, we gotta like see where he going and like know where he gonna step up at and stuff like that. But that stuff we work on in practice.
DeMonte, we've already mentioned that Nevada's a pretty good running team, but like I said, you guys have been good against the run. How important is it to not forget about their receivers and tight ends while you're trying to emphasize the run game?
That's a hard question, but I see make them win on the perimeter instead of like letting them run inside, like just try to stuff the run and like make them those screen passes and just run hard to the ball, sideline to sideline for 60 minutes.
When you got that pick on Saturday, was that Darrell Revis kind of thing, or was that Kevin Byard, or was that shade to any of those guys?
Nah, it wasn't no shade at all. It wasn't no shade at all.
That it for DeMonte? Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
All right, appreciate y'all.
Now we got JKO.
How y'all doing?
Jaquel, Nevada's red zone defense has been lackluster this year. How important is it to take advantage of that and keep the trend going? Put the ball in the end zone when you get there.
Offense-wise, we just got to strain a little more because we this close from where we want to be. So I feel like everybody come together, do their job, we're gonna be good.
Jaquel, as a unit, kind of the running backs kind of had a slow start to the year. What do you guys have to do to make sure that y'all are making a bigger impact on the offense?
We just got to get everybody on the court for real. We kind of go based off our O-line. So if our O-line giving us good looks, we're going to have lanes to hit. So we kind of based off our front five.
You have 12 carries, 27 yards after this game, but I know you want more. You want to make more of an impact. What's your main focus this week going into the game against Nevada?
For me, I'm going to just say my effort and practice, finishing the end zone more because if I don't do it in practice, I'm not going to do it in the game. So I feel like giving more effort and giving my offense energy because I feel like we do well, not we do it, but we a energy-based team, so if I give good energy, we'll play better.
As you mentioned, you guys are just this close to being a really explosive offense. What's really been lacking? How do you fix that for the rest of the season?
I feel like we just got to strain more, like I said earlier. I mean, we watch film every day, and it's like small things that we missing that we need for a big run or a big pass or a big play. So it's just like the little things that we need to fix, and we're gonna get it going.
Joseph Habanowski made his first start for MT at right tackle. What did you see from him against Wisconsin, and what has that chemistry been like with him as a running back?
I feel like he played great. It was his first start, but I feel like he went out there and did his job. Wisconsin, they Power 4 team. He probably had a lot on his plate, but I feel like he stepped up to the occasion.